with the legislative update of January 28th. It's the third week of the legislature, and we passed a couple of deadlines. This Wednesday, the 26th, the deadline for bills to be out of LSO for the Senate passed, and today, Friday the 28th, is the deadline for bills to be out of LSO for the House. This week, the House Agricultural Committee had a lot of bills and took a lot of time. They started at 7 o'clock in the morning. Some of the reasons for that were the controversial bills. One of the ones that was pretty controversial was House Bill 16, which dealt with the Wyoming Beef Council's ability to do a state checkoff. Some of our members may have read articles regarding the Beef Council's desire to initiate a state checkoff in addition to the national checkoff, and that hearing was last Tuesday, and there were a number of people who came in and testified on that. It seemed to break down pretty much between those folks that felt that the national checkoff was working versus those folks that felt that the national checkoff wasn't working. After a couple of efforts to amend it, one of them was a Farm Bureau amendment that would require a referendum. The committee passed the bill out with the understanding that they would add a referendum amendment on the floor of the House. After it got out on the House, however, there was a lot of people speaking out against it, and the bill died on a significant vote. Another one of the bills that the House Ag Committee had that was fairly controversial dealt with allowing people that were not veterinarians to pregnancy test cattle and get paid for it. In the state right now, you can pregnancy test your cattle or someone else's cattle as long as you aren't paid for it, but there was an effort to try and change that law so that the people could be paid for it if they desired. That was lobbied heavily by the veterinarian profession, and that bill died in the House Committee Thursday of this week. Several other bills, and I'll let Brett, you can talk about some of the ones that you've been working on.
Thanks, Ken. The first bill I'll touch on is House Bill 152. This bill was in the House Ag Committee on Thursday, and this bill would make it so that there could be no more very rare or uncommon designations in the state of Wyoming as of July 1st on. This is an issue that we dealt with up in the Sand Creek area most recently, and we defeated the petition, but it took a lot of energy and a lot of money from a lot of people to get that done. We had two members of Crook County Farm Bureau come down and testify, which was very useful. Anytime you can get a private citizen to come down, that's even more meaningful than what the work that the lobbyists do. This bill did pass out of committee 7-2, and so it will be going in front of the entire body of the House probably on Monday. This is a bill that we strongly support and we feel is long overdue. Senate File number 9 deals with economic analysis. This would develop a program through the State Department of Information to develop an economic analysis model so that if we have a change in public policy, what is the economic effects on the state, and the information will go down to the county level. This is information that the counties have been requesting for years. It's extremely useful, not just to the counties, but also to the industry. This bill did pass out of the Senate with only 2 no votes, so we feel we're on good track with that one. Senate File 100 deals with animal cruelty to pet animals. We feel this is an important bill, a good bill. It's one that we have supported. It gives some funding to the counties so that when these things happen that have a large number of animals that need to be taken care of, it gives them some funding to be able to address the problem. There was some information out there that this bill was strongly supported or influenced by the Humane Society of the United States. I have not seen that. It was drafted at the request of a senator that has no ties to HSUS, and think it's a good bill and is going forward. It has passed the Senate and will be coming over to the House shortly. Senate File 86 is a bill that we supported that would have exempted the it would have extended the time frame for the gas tax exemption. Instead of having to renew it every year, it would have been renewed every 4 years, cut down on paperwork for our members as well as Wyoming Department of Transportation. Sorry to say it failed third reading in the Senate, so it's done for the year. Ken?
One other thing I'd like to mention, we are branching out a little bit this week. We did interview Chairman Semlik of the House Ag Committee and Chairman Geis of the Senate Ag Committee. I'd encourage folks to go to YouTube and type in Wyoming Farm Bureau Federation in the search, and you could go to those links and listen in on those interviews and find out some of the issues that Chairman Semlik and Chairman Geis feel important. Once again, our annual legislative meeting will be held February 14th and 15th in Cheyenne. Thank you.